like an April air whole house fresh air system. This will actually let fresh air into the house and take out some stagnant air. These are usually put in for new construction because of the houses being built so tight nowadays. But we're going to take this system here and combine it with the Climate Master Tranquility 27 Geo system heat pump. What we're actually going to do is wire it in so that the fresh air intake will only come on when the Geo system heat pump is on, because we don't want it running 24/7. So we'll put a relay inside and do some wiring to make it do just that. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is run a 2-wire, which is 18 gauge normal thermostat wire, over to a junction box that is mounted on the side of a stud. I'm going to use a Romex connectors to bring the wires down through. The other end of the wire is connected to the geothermal heat pump system. On the control board where the thermostat wires are connected, it's connected on C, which is common, and G, which is for the fan, or green for the fan. Okay, here's the control board on a Geo system where the thermostat wires get connected in. They're all labeled, you know, orange, red, yellow, white, common. Blue wires are usually the common, and the green wires are usually the fan. What I did here was I wired the red wire in with the G for the G terminal for the fan, so that this only gets energized when the fan is on, or when the system calls for the fan to come on. The other wire, the white wire, is wire nutted together to all of the common wires. Now this does go back, if you follow it along, it does go back into the C terminal on the board. So we have this hooked up to the G and the C. Once those are connected there, you run the wire over, down into the junction box. You put your relay switch in, which is mounted right here. I'm old school, so I put electrical tape around any kind of metal connections, just to make sure nothing touches anything and shorts anything out. You do got to mount them with some screws to make sure that everything stays nice and put. And then you're going to need some spade connectors, or what they call stay-cons, and put one on each wire coming down through. The other thing you're going to want to do is grab yourself some wire here. This is 14 gauge wire, and I ran it down to the outlet box. So it's coming from here, coming up, and coming out here. This end here is going to get attached to this outlet. One's going to go on the black side, one's going to go on the white side, and the grounds will get wire nutted together, or fastened together. And then we are going to work on up here. But I always do this part last, just to make sure everything is connected correctly up here, in case I have to move the wire up and down. Okay, after you have your 2-wire through and you have your stay-cons on and they're pushed onto the contact, the bottom ones are your coil, the top one is where it connects over. You have your yellow wire here, which is coming down from the outlet. The black wire is going to get connected to the bottom part of the switch. Okay. The top, the white wire coming up is going to go to the other side of this outlet, which is on the silver side of the outlet. That's for your neutral. That's running down, and that's going to get tied into the neutral side of this outlet here. Your common or your ground wires are all going to be wire nutted together. So I have this one coming up through, and I also have a ground wire coming from the outlet and one from the switch. I have them all wire nutted together with the main wire coming down, and it's going to get tapped into the ground wire off of this outlet. Okay, the reason for this is your main wire is going to come up through your switch. You're going to connect a wire from the top part of your switch over to the right hand side of the contactor here. you're going to take the other wire off of here, off the contactor, bring it down and stick it onto the other side of the outlet to complete the flow of electricity. So the switch will turn off the flow from here to your contactor. Your contactor will either engage or disengage the flow of electricity to go from here down to your outlet, which is where your fresh air system is going to be plugged into. Okay, so let me hook up these wires into the relay and you'll get a better picture. Okay, I have my two wires hooked up. One is coming off the gold side on the outlet box, and one is coming off the top part of the switch. So what I did here was I put in two more Stay-Cons or spade connectors on the end of each wire. This one is going to get connected to the right hand side, and the other one's going to get connected to the left hand side. So if we bend these up just a little bit, we can put that one on there and that one on there. So your setup now is power is going to come in through the switch. You can turn the power on or off. Once the power is turned on at the switch, your power is going to continue through this relay. If this relay decides it's going to come on because it's calling for it through the system, the heat pump system, it'll continue the power through into this outlet, and whatever's plugged in here will get energized with 120 volts. So let me put this face plate and stuff back on, and we'll continue from there. Okay, now that we have the face plate put on, with the outlets on the left and the switch on the right, we are set to go for down here wiring in the outlet. It's very sort of simple. You take the black wire from here, connect it to the black wire side of the outlet, which is the gold side. Then you take your white wire and connect it to the other side, which is the silver side. There's two screws on each side. And you take your ground wire and you put it on the ground screw on the outlet itself. That way you have your power going up into your switch, going through everything to continue to power over to the outlet, and you have your neutral coming straight off the outlet going straight up into the other outlet. So let me wire that all together for you, and then we'll try everything out. Alright, so now I have the thermostat calling for the fan only, and as you can see by that yellow blinking light, that's the CFM, or the airflow light, indicating that the fan is on and that there is air movement. So we'll go back over here to the switch. So right now it's off. Let's flip it on and see what happens. Now the fan is on. So the circulator is working right now. We'll flip it back off, and it shuts back off. So far this is a pretty good success. So that's it. It's just a simple relay into an outlet box to power up a different device that needs to be run off of your heating system. In this case, it's when the fan calls, the fresh air vent will come on and circulate some fresh air into the house, circulate it through. When the fan's not calling, it'll shut itself off, so it's not running 24/7, wasting your electricity. If there's anything you'd like to see, please send me an email at rhmagic@live.com, and I'd be happy to email you back or see if I can do a video for you. Otherwise, check out the site at rhmagicvideo.com for some more how-tos. Thanks, I'll see you later.